I can't say I didn't wake up in the middle of the night every now and then and just think, what the fuck?
One Piece. Hey, let's start with One Piece. So, I mean, you have directed some big shows, but in terms of global popularity, and I am going to be completely transparent, I'm saying this having just done my research, because One Piece I had not heard of until I did my research. But oh boy, this is one of the biggest IPs on the planet, isn't it?
Yeah, man. I mean, I mean, look, the Marvel Studios work that I've done is pretty big. There's a pretty, loyal fan base to them. The Witcher, was probably even more loyal than the Marvel shows, but this is on a different level. And I didn't know about that when I kind of was given the scripts to read and went to LA to go and talk to them about it. I just didn't really know about it. I mean, I knew it existed. I'd heard of One Piece and I knew that the anime was popular. And, but on this scale, this is on a different level. I don't know whether you've seen any of the footage that's come out of the last night. They did a big event on Santa Monica Beach.
Yeah, on the pier there.
Did you see any of that stuff?
Yeah, I did. It looks incredible.
For me, that's incredibly exciting because, when you come from theatre, you have such a direct contact with the audience and the people who come and see your shows that you sort of, you can calibrate what the audience is feeling from the reaction that you're getting back. And in film, obviously, it goes out and you kind of think, well, there's a couple of reviews, you get that, but you don't get that sort of sense of connection in the same way that you do with theatre. So when I saw that on the beach, I just, I had a message from Kiki Iñaki, who plays Luffy, who's out there with Emily and Jacob and Matt Owens, who's the showrunner. And it's fantastic. I mean, it's insane, but it is fantastic.
Yeah. I mean, there's definitely an audience for One Piece. I'm just going to reel off some stats. So the original manga created by Ichiro Oda, the best-selling manga on the planet, the One Piece anime series, the animated series, was the most-watched TV show in the world in 2022, beating out Stranger Things. This is a big deal.
That I didn't know. Oh my God! I can feel my bum clenching already. Yeah, and what has been so interesting for me, Alex, is that we did a big global casting session for this over many months. I don't know, 7-9 months or something like. On my day one of production, we agreed that this show will stand or fall on the casting of it. Really, you've got to get the right people for the cast. So we said, let's just start early, get in there early, and really trawl. And what was really interesting to me, is that there were so many actors that would come into the auditions and say, you have no idea what this means to me. It's seen me through some really dark times. And so, it's not just a great adventure with epic landscapes and huge action sequences and crazy, fantastical, wild, whimsical, goofy characters, which it is too. But it also is about something. And it means something to people. And they would say that it's hopefulness, its sense of loyalty to friendships, its sense of believing in yourself, believing in your dreams. Believe in your dreams, man. And support your friends in what they want to be, and let them be more of who they want to be. And that's great. And I understand. Once I started to get that, I began to understand why this show means so much to so many people, and why they're so super loyal and therefore super critical too.
Well, that's it, isn't it? I mean, I'll do a very quick summation just in case people, if there is anyone like me who's like, what on earth is One Piece? It's this fantastical world with pirates and this young guy who wants to become a pirate, Luffy, and he's assembling a crew looking for this mythical, perhaps mythical treasure called the One Piece. And like you say, it's got action, adventure, high seas, but at its core, this beautiful friendship that grows between this crew. You touched on the bum clenching aspect of it. just take me through, because I've heard you talk about the hope you feel when you first receive a new script and it's sitting there on your desk and you're looking at the cover, and the hope you feel as you turn that page and the story that is going to be revealed within. What was that experience for you reading the script for the opening episode of season 1 of One Piece?
All the same. All the same. You read a script and you think, yeah, post-apocalyptic nuclear war. Yeah, the country, the world's going to pop. Yeah, let's go and move to another planet. Yeah, okay. And then this one comes along and you turn the page and you have the same kind of hope and you think, oh, okay. Yeah, this, oh, okay. Okay, yeah. And then you turn the page and you can think, oh, right. That's nice. That's, and then you get to the end of it and you think, I've just been taken on a huge journey. I've got characters that got rubber abilities to stretch all over the place, and limbs that go all over the place, and a character that cuts himself up into hundreds of different pieces, which is ridiculous, and action sequences that are mind-blowingly ambitious in landscapes and worlds that are very different. But I also feel like I've really got to know these characters, and that there are moments within it that are so small and are so intimate and so insightful about what it is to be a human being, and insightful about our world. And it's very rare that you get scripts that make you feel like you've expanded into a world, but also that you've been brought back to something really human. And I guess, as a character and story man, that is something that I've become really interested in. And then, of course, the big question is right, so how do we do this?
I bet. And I bet that question is quite a big question when you walk onto these truly, I watched the behind the scenes featurette, these truly spectacular sets. And look, to bring it down to basics, the money that has been spent on creating this world for these characters to exist in. And when you sort of look around that set, does it ever feel like, wow, this is a high pressure gig, or is it just a big sandbox for you to play in?
Well, it's really exciting. I mean, all I can say is, thank God I'm doing it, having had the experience in my life of having done all the other shows that I've done, and that this isn't my first gig. Because if it was my first gig, I don't think I would go to the toilet, or I'd either go to the toilet loads and loads and loads all the time, or I wouldn't go at all because it would just get so bunged up. But having done all those other big shows, and I think it was a combination of having done, some big Marvel episodes for Daredevil, The Punisher, and Luke Cage, and then coming in to help them out on The Witcher, to reshoot a lot of the pilot Blaviken story and the big sword fights that I was doing with Henry Cavill, and then coming in with very little prep time to shoot the finale, which was huge for The Witcher, an enormous piece of work to draw all that together. And through that, having built a very strong, trusting relationship with Netflix, that I felt like I could genuinely be excited. I'd shot on those ships before because I did a series called Black Sails with Toby Stevens. So I kind of knew them. And look, I can't say I didn't wake up in the middle of the night every now and then and just think, what the fuck? Did I say that? Can I say that?
Yeah.
Or just think, this could go very badly wrong.
I mean, it hasn't. It hasn't. Thank you so much for watching this interview. I'd love it if you would check out some of the other interviews on our channel. They're all fascinating and unique trips to the movies with some wonderful, wonderful guests. And if you would like to find out more, do hit us up on our social channels. We are at Trip to Movies Pod. That's at Trip to Movies Pod on all social media with lovely content on there. And you can get in touch with us if you so wish. Thanks again.